Hi and welcome to the TilersTools video channel. In this series of videos I'm going to show you how to use the solutions step by step and to give you the best how-tos and hopefully give you some labour saving tips. This is our Clean It Everyday Cleaner, purposely made for regular mopping of those paved areas. The beauty of this product is it's biodegradable and it doesn't leave those soapy suds on the residue after the mopping. Okay, so the process for a regular cleaning is just to use a normal brush, sweep off any surface dirt, because what you don't want to do is to be spreading that thin with the dilute solution. Take a regular mop bucket and mop. There's 5 litres of water in here and we put just around about a capful in, and that's plenty to do a fairly big area. So with the mop, in we go. This is a fancy one from our cleaner, got the old spinning action, and we just simply so we'll see the muck that I've shifted off there and just give that a rinse with the second mop, and that's nice and clean. So here we have the Grout Haze remover, and I'm going to show you how to remove the grout haze from these tiles simply by using the hand tools. Easy for everybody to do. So I've got some solution 4:1, 5:1 in a little spray bottle. And using the emulsifying pad, just going to work that solution into the tile. You can see it's starting to fizz because the acid is working against the alkaline. So now that we've worked the solution into the tile, you can see the foam where it's activating. We'll leave that for a few minutes and then we'll come back and wash off with clean water. So we've allowed the solution to work. Now we've got some clean water. Nice new sponge, TilersTools. And what we do is we give that an overall wipe. Turn the sponge over just to remove the chemical. I think you'll see that the dirt has come off. Then what we do, we rinse out the sponge and I like to do diagonal wipes. So it's across the tile, flick it over, again a diagonal wipe, flick it over, and I think once that's dry you'll see there's a massive difference. We've now got this tile back to its original box condition. This is our heavy duty cleaner, again from the Clean It section of the solutions. This is used for heavily soiled areas that really do need a big lift and bring it back to life. I'm going to use this in conjunction with the machia, which will drive the chemical under the soil or the grease or the dirt on the paving, lift it to the surface, and then we'll vacuum it away. Another great thing about this product is, again, it's eco-friendly. It's a biodegradable detergent. This is the cleaning machine which drives the solution underneath the offending dirt or scale. Using the pump action, this forces the chemical down to a drip feed in the bottom, and as we vibrate the plate, it works the solution in. So using the ventosa, this is a spray jet, clean water, and an aquavac combined. The idea being that once the solution has worked, you spray the water on and aquavac that water and the chemical off all at the same time, leaving the paving pristine. So the idea behind this is that as you draw the nozzle back, the water spray is diluting the chemical, but the front part of the nozzle is sucking up that liquid and the water at the same time. So you'll see on the right hand side, this is the cleaned paving. On the left hand side here, this is the uncleaned. This is still wet, but when it dries, it will be box condition. In this video, we're going to show you the Remove It Rust Remover. So most people, from time to time, will have a problem with rust stains on their porcelain or paving caused by maybe furniture, balustrades, or even things like a nail or a bolt that may have been dropped on there whilst you're doing some maintenance on a lawnmower or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. So this is the sample that we've done. We've left these nuts, bolts and nails on a porcelain tile, and there you can see how the rust has appeared. So using the Remove It Rust Remover, we can get this stain away, and I'll just show you how to do that now. So for localized rust spots, remove the contaminated material. Here we've got nails and some washers and a little bolt, and simply pour the solution on. Spilled a little bit there, but we'll soon mop that up. Work it in with the brush, and the lighter stuff comes off straight away. But those little stronger bits there, you can see I brushed them away. We'll leave the solution on for about an hour, and then we'll come back and wash it off with clean water. Okay, we've come back to the sample an hour later. You can see the whole thing has disappeared. What I'll do now, using clean water, and my trusty TilersTools sponge, give the whole thing a wipe, and there you go. Absolutely clean as a whistle, no more rust. This is our eco-friendly Seal It. It's a water-based product and is purposely made for sealing natural stones and porcelain. The beauty of this product is it is a breathable sealer, so it will allow moisture to come up but not moisture to go through. This is a porcelain tile, and many people say that porcelain doesn't need to be sealed. However, it isn't a sealing process. It's a process where you're applying a protective coating that will go into the micropores of the tile and make for ease of cleaning. It just stops all the airborne contamination gathering in those little pinholes, and then you can actually mop and clean the tiles very easily. So I've got a tile here, and I'm going to show you how to use the applicator and tray with the sealing product, and then we'll do one half to show how we apply, and we'll leave the other half, and then we can come back when that product is dry and I can show you the water test on there. So it's a simple process. You dip into the solution, you take the excess off, and you literally apply a thin coat like so. Now once you've done a row of tiles, you'll use the sealant, and then you'll come back to the start of the row again and use a lint-free cloth and remove the excess. What that means is you're just removing the surface but leaving the product in all the little craters. When you find that's dry, it will look exactly the same as the other half, so it doesn't have any detrimental effect on the colour of the tile. So we sealed the right hand side of the tile, and this one we've done nothing to at all. So I'm going to show you the water drop test, and you'll see how the surface tension just makes the water bead up. So that will facilitate a much easier cleaning because nothing will sit on the top. And we'll do it on the untreated side, and yes, it will look the same, but when you do that, it doesn't bead up like this side does. What that tells me is that it's got the perfect seal to stop red wine, ketchup, anything from your barbecue getting into those micropores and being very difficult to clean. This makes cleaning so much easier. So to prove that nothing is grabbing hold of the porcelain, just going to use a simple piece of blue tissue and mop that off. And you'll see it's gone. Whereas on the other side, where there's no protection, you see, although I'm mopping it off, it's still staying on the surface of the tile. And I have to literally keep wiping and wiping and wiping. This is our Algae and Blackspot remover. It's a very strong product, so be careful with this one. Keep it away from the ponds, fish life, marine, and also vegetation. It will burn it, so just a little word of caution there. Here I've got a really nasty piece of Indian stone, and what we'll do here now, you'll see it's got really moss on it, some algal growth, and a little bit of black spot. I'll show you how to easily remove that. So first of all, it's important to thoroughly wet the stone. So I've thoroughly wet the stone. I'm going to apply the algae remover neat. So we'll just use the scrubbing brush. I'm only going to do half, so you'll see the difference. You can instantly see that working. And the same as we've done with other products, we'll leave that to work. We'll go away for a few minutes and come back and wash off. Okay, so we've come back to the tile or the piece of Indian paving, and we've left that for 10 minutes or so. We'll let the solution do its thing. I'm just going to wash it off now with clean water. I think you'll agree that that's made a big difference. There's still an odd little bit of the black spot here, but I could redo that and leave it on for a little bit longer. It will come off. But where you've got the solution that's running down this ridge in the tile, you can see there where that's started to work its way down as well. So all in all, a great product for bringing your paving, your natural stone, your Indian stone back to life, to its original colour. The next process for this now would be to completely allow it to dry and then use the Seal It product on there to keep the colour and and obviously to stop any of the algal growth coming back on there. Remove It Epoxy Remover. This is used in conjunction when people have used a brush-in grout. Brush-in grouts tend to leave a sticky residue on the surface of the paving. So if you use the epoxy remover, that will get rid of that sticky substance on the surface. From the Remove It range, we have the Extreme Residue Remover. This is a fine powder, as you can see. So used in conjunction with the scouring pad, add some water to the powder to make this into a paste. Then using the scourer, just emulsify and break down that heavy stain. It's almost like silica dust. This won't damage your tile if it's matte, but you must not use this on polished stone or porcelain, as it will abrade the surface and leave it dull.
So, next on the TT Paving Solutions suite of products is the Remove It for oil and grease. So it's an oil and grease remover. It's extremely effective and removes oil stains and grease stains from natural stone, cementitious products and the like. It's easy to apply, just give it a good shake. Wipe down the area first before to get rid of any excess grease that might be sitting on the slab. Then put it on and brush it on and leave it for a short while according to the instructions. Leave it to dry for approximately 2 hours and then you're good to go to wipe it off. Some deeply embedded grease and oil stains may require a second application. So first of all, what we want to do is remove excess grease. We've applied loads of industrial grease to this marble slab, as you can see. So the sensible thing is to take off the worst of it. So we've gone to town here with the amount of grease that we've put on. You wouldn't normally expect to get this much, but what you may very well find is doing barbecues or some such, that some product or grease might fall on the flags. So now that we've applied the product, we've brushed it on, we've been fairly liberal in our application, and what we're going to do now is leave it for 2 hours to dry completely, and then we'll come back and finish off. In the meantime, we'll go and have a well-earned cup of tea. Okay, so we've now come back a couple of hours later, and the solution has dried. You'll see in our close-up that it's dried to a nice powder. So what's actually happened is the solution itself has gone into the stone, and as it's dried, it's pulled out the grease or the oil, grease in this case, and left it in the fine powder. So now what we would need to do is brush it with a clean brush, and then we'll give it a final clean down with some clean water. You can see it comes off quite nicely. You'll see the powder coming off. And we've got a bit more over here. That was a mucky barbecue, that one. So we've cleaned it off, the powder. You can see some of the powder left behind on the brush. So now what we're going to do is just clean it with some clean water. So get a clean sponge, or we've got a rag in this particular case. So whilst the instructions say to use the clean water, what we've done is we've used the everyday cleaner, which was the subject of another video, and you'll be able to see my colleague Jim demonstrating the use of that. Highly recommended. The whole TT Paving Solution system, highly recommended to landscapers and tilers. So, fairly simple process. Clean off the excess oil or grease, then apply the solution, remove it for grease and oil neat, and brush it in to work it into the stains. After a period of time, when it dries to a fine powder, you're brushing it off, cleaning it off with clean water. And then finally, what we would suggest you do is use our Seal It product, which is great for sealing all sorts of products, the marble, the stone, and even porcelain.